last time.
Wow, you actually like this garbage?
People are allowed to like and dislike whatever they want.
Well, that's not what the majority of the internet says.
I don't like this!
Well, I suggest you make unpopular opinions or something.
I like the way I think, me.
Apparently, you are inferior.
We're about to tackle my unpopular opinions on Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. I mean, in terms of a casual perspective, I know nothing of the competitive side. Whoa. What's going on?
You're experiencing is the anger of the trembling fan base out to get you.
We need to barricade ourselves from them in case they barge right at us!
Well, then what are we waiting for? Let's go!
Okay, guys, we need to come up with a quick way for them not to get us. Does anyone have any suggestions? Well, I have only but one idea. First of all, what's with the change of clothes? Oh, I don't know. I guess they just... Oh, wait, what about you? What? Oh, no.
It's them! It's them! They already started to take over! I can't do this anymore!
Okay, calm down, Jax. There's nothing to worry about. We just... Like I said, we need a quick plan for them not to come at us. Oh man, they're already here. Suggestion, guys, please. Well, if you want my input, I suggest we use these. Go after them. Wait, whoa, what? Since when you can do that?
I like where this is going, boss! I already got my crystal right here! I think I'm starting to feel better now!
Oh, come on, Jax, you too? Don't you have one too? Oh yeah, I forgot about this thing. Well, I suggest it's better if you stay here. Jax and I will go after them. Alright, I'm gonna join you guys. Just give me a second. Crystal powers activate. Go. Chaos control. I got nothing. Just as I thought. Inferior. You need to stay here and express your own opinions. We'll take it from here.
Right behind you, Syner! Don't worry, boss. I'm sure whatever is behind that door will handle it. No problem.
Shut it! Well, this thing's a piece of junk.
Anyway, without further ado, let's talk about my unpopular opinions on Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I just want to let you know, this is just my opinions. Anything that could be applied here can be completely wrong, which is, I guess, the point of this video. But still, I just want to get my opinions out of the way. And to be honest, I don't think this game is as bad as anyone says it is.
Pokemon Sword and Shield, one of the more controversial Switch games of this generation. Even though it sold roughly 17 million copies, reviews were mixed. People hated it, and people loved it. Which brings me to my first unpopular opinion. I actually enjoy the game. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I am no hardcore Pokemon fan. In fact, I've only played 3 mainline games in my life. The Pokemon Heart Gold Remake, Pokemon Y, and the Sword version. I only remember playing Fire Red for only a little bit via emulator and skipped down on generations 3, 4, 5, and 7. So all of this is coming from a casual perspective, so I can't vouch for those that have played every single game up to this point. Just thought I'd let you know.
Woo! Yeah!
You need to respect everyone's opinions.
I don't think this is the first time coming from you, boss. Hey, stop it!
I'm sure those guys are doing alright.
Now, don't take my word for it. These are not 10 out of 10 games. I wish the games were better, yes, but for what it is, it's a fun time. The Galar region was a fun place to traverse with plenty of Pokemon to catch, and this doesn't apply to the game's routes that contains patches of grass as well as trader battles, but in credits to the game's main selling point, the wild area. This glorified section of any Pokemon game previously until now is definitely one of its highlights. Plenty of Pokemon to see in the overworld, and its dynamic weather depending on the type of day it is definitely appealing. even though the textures on these infamous trees that people were making memes about are horrendous, and then with a bunch of pop-ins, and then even the low-quality animations, even though Game Freak promised the opposite, and lied. Liar! But at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't play a Nintendo or Pokemon game for graphics. I just want to play the game and have fun. And that's what I did. Sadly, it really doesn't help that there are barely any trainers to battle in this huge place. But other than that, everything else is solid. The cities, the gym leaders, the gyms themselves, the characters, well, almost all. The story, the Pokemon, I had fun during post-game, and I enjoyed this game's soundtrack. Which brings me to unpopular opinion number 2. I love this game's soundtrack.
Why, you gotta be kidding me. This game's soundtrack is not as good as previous games. In fact, this is one of the worst soundtracks I've ever heard. The synthetic music really doesn't help in any case. It sounds ugly and horrendous. I don't know why you people love this music.
Bro, Sword and Shield soundtrack is the bomb. You can make music out of old car parts banging on orangutan feces, and I'd still listen to that. Bonus points if it's wrapped in tinfoil. Odd analogy, I know.
Well, sure, there's a lot of people saying that this is the weakest soundtrack of the series, and I agree there are some weak music, but there's just something about the soundtrack that just gets me energized in the way. Of course, the weaker themes include such as the early routes and the trainer battle theme, but they roughly get overshadowed by the other themes. They aren't Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver quality, but you can never go wrong with these themes. Now, I know I will always go back to play these themes whenever I can. You know when you're just trying to level up your Pokemon and you just want to get it over with? Thankfully, the EXP share has you covered. Oh, and training and rare candies too. Which brings me to unpopular opinion number 3, the EXP share is a great feature. For those that don't know, the EXP share is an item that allows your Pokemon in your party to gain XP regardless if they're on the battlefield or not. But now it is implemented as a key item that you can't turn off, and all of your Pokemon in your current party will gain XP points. It's been that way since Pokemon X and Y. Now, according to fans, the EXP share is a major turnoff for them because it just makes the game too easy for them.
I mean, would you rather have your level 50 starter take over your entire party, and then if that dies, you're just left with 5 other level 2 Pokemon? Yeah, I didn't think so for most people.
Well, for me, I just want to go in prepared without needing to grind as much as I need to. Even though Gen 9 could have the option to turn off the EXP share at any time, I'll just keep it on no matter what game it is, regardless if it's difficult or easy. Maybe balancing the thing would be good, but I'm happy it exists, so I won't have to spend hours grinding on one Pokemon at a time when I don't have any rare candies available.
I'm sure you guys remember this bit back in E3 2019, right?
With the transition to the Nintendo Switch hardware, with its, it being much more powerful, allowing us to be much more expressive with each of the individual Pokemon. We were very careful. We spent a lot of time really thinking what the best selection of Pokemon to match the setting of the adventure would be.
It got negative reception, and I mean negative. And it just so happens to tie in with my next topic.
Unpopular opinion number 4, the National Dex cut was a good choice. To a fan, it's the worst thing that Game Freak and the Pokemon Company could possibly do, right? But to a casual just trying to go for completion, I like this change. Look, okay, it's one thing to cut over 400 Pokemon, but I think with the development crunch and the Pokemon Company's greediness, it's relaxing to most people. It's especially for people that don't have previous games that are native to Galar and don't need to go through all the trouble of getting 800 Pokemon for bragging rights via the global trade system or their newest transferring service, Pokemon Home. And there is no way I'm spending $16 a year on this service or hunt for previous games or systems just to have those Pokemon available in Sword and Shield. I mean, okay, version exclusives are a thing, but just Wonder traded enough times and you should be good. Unpopular opinion number 5. Version exclusive trainers and gyms are stupid. Okay, I get it. Version exclusive stuff has been a thing since and a staple to the series since Red and Blue on the original Game Boy. It allows people to communicate with other players who have different versions and swap content that you or the other have.
But why though? I mean, I can understand the version exclusive items or even the Pokemon, but still, I don't want to have to waste money just to fight an exclusive trainer that is not available in the version I have. That's just wrong and straight up highway robbery, Game Freak.
But for me, I don't have friends that has different Pokemon content other than me, or no friends in general, and I don't want to waste money on the other version just to simply get said content. It's almost like Game Freak and the Pokemon Company are ripping consumers right from the start, now that I think about it. Like I said before, you can wonder trade Pokemon through different versions of the game, but that doesn't even come close to version-exclusive battles. Throughout the campaign, you challenge 8 gym leaders to get their badge to enter the Pokemon League, become champion, and win, right? It just doesn't help that these games have different gym leaders depending on the version you have. In the 4th gym in Stownside, if you have Sword, you fight B, a fighting-type gym leader that doesn't hold back, and she doesn't mess around. But if you have Shield, you fight Alistair, a ghost-type gym leader that is literally a shy guy from Super Mario. Okay. In the 6th gym in Sirchester, if you have Sword, you fight Gordy, a rock-type gym leader that has a Colossal that has 4 times weakness to water Pokemon. Trust me, I should know. But if you have Shield, you fight Melanie, an Ice-type gym leader that is surprisingly the mother of Gordy. Huh. After you beat the game, you come across these guys known as the Kings of Galar, and they try to push you aside for their plans to accomplish. These guys' names are Swordward and Shieldbert.
You serious?
Of course, they're version exclusive, so you have to fight one of them based on the version you have, and Hop fights the other. I really don't understand why they keep doing this. It isolates different players to get each game's exclusive content and characters, and it just wastes so much money. It's such a cheap tool that they keep getting away with, and people can't complain about it because it's Pokemon, and Game Freak can do nothing wrong. Except when they're under company green and working on different projects simultaneously. And since I've only played the Sword version, I'm sure people were happy when they got the Shield version for the other characters I mentioned earlier. But I wouldn't know, so I can't vouch for you, Shield stands. Oh hey look, I complain about Pokemon. That's something.
Boss? I think they're calming down. No kidding. Based on what he said about agreeing with them, I think he's turning into one of them.
One of who?
That angry fan base.
Wait, what? No, I'm not. Like, are you crazy?
You mean him sharing the same opinions with them? What are we gonna do?
I don't know. This has never happened before.
We're not gonna kill him, are we?
I mean, if we were to kill him, I think both of us would disappear, right?
I don't know what to do, boss.
Leave him alone.
Yeah. Let's just move on, shall we?
Unpopular opinion number 6. I like the rivals. Well, 2 out of 3 main rivals anyway. I mean it when I say this. Hop and Beat are one of the better rivals that I've seen in a Pokemon game. Okay, look, I want to know what it means to have a good rival because I skipped out on other generations, and I'm willing to admit that. There are no top-tier rival like Silver and Gen 2, but hands down better than the so-called rivals in Pokemon X and Y. Seriously, I didn't like those guys. Hop is the typical friendly rival that chooses the weaker starter. For example, I chose Sobble, the water type, and he chose Scorbunny, the fire type. It strangely fits him now that I think about it. What? Hop is named after the verb that bunnies do, and it's very energetic and in your face all the time. Scorbunny suits him. But he always let his Wooloo and Dubwool always go down first. Are you sure he loves that thing? And let's not forget that he constantly reminds you about type advantages, mate! But he's just a kid and way over his head over his brother's influence, so I'll let it slide. Yes, I defend Hop. Shut up. The best thing about Hop is his character development. He started off as an energetic kid who just wants to surpass his brother Leon, the champion, we'll get to him later, but ends up losing every time and keeps doubting himself, but at least he's tried to stay positive after his battle with Bede throughout the story. So I'm editing right now and getting all the footage that I need to get the video set up, and as it turns out, when you actually deny Hop's request to battle when you're at Stownside, he literally claims that he's depressed, even after his battle with Bede, and I mentioned that he keeps doubting himself. I had no idea he said that when you deny him. I was just like replaying the game, just getting all the proper footage I need. Man, I feel so bad now. I had no idea he literally just
flat out said that he's depressed. Like, call it bad characterization or what? I just find it sad and hilarious that it's at the same time. Rival or not, I feel like an awful person after reading this. Like, wait, what? Oh, okay. Look, I guess it goes to show that Game Freak kind of knows what they're doing when it comes to writing dialogue and stuff like that, but characters, I literally don't know what to say. What?
And after we beat him in the league, he looks like he was gonna lose it, but he just manages to keep himself together. And in post-game, he got himself one of the legendary dogs and decided to no longer fight for the best, but to help Pokemon in need as a Pokemon professor.
Props to Game Freak. Props to Game Freak for making Hop the way he is. Such awesome character development.
With Bede, yeah, he's the typical jerk rival that thinks he's better than everyone. It would beat him every time. But what makes him redeemable for me is that during the campaign, he looks for wishing pieces for Chairman Rose, we'll get to him later, and forcefully takes him out of the gym challenge for his actions and attitude. Oh, and for destroying Galar's monument or something, I don't know. Wow, just imagine if Blue gets forcefully kicked out of the gym challenge by Professor Oak himself for being a literal jerk. That would be amazing, in my opinion. Oh, and did I mention that his theme is boppin'? So, to substitute this, former gym leader Opal decides to take him in as her own and train him to become the next gym leader. Okay, yeah, he was absent until the league, but at least he went from this to this. This is the type of development we need.
Oh, thank goodness. If we're gonna have badly written rivals in every single Pokemon game up to this point, I was about to lose my mind.
Well, yeah, what about the rivals in the Isle of
Hey,
Armor?
we're not there yet. Please. We're just focusing on one thing at a time.
Oh goodness, people are gonna be mad when I say this, right?
Look, as much as Marnie is a fan favorite rival in this game, but according to a lot of people, I just don't find her enjoyable as a character.
Why do you suggest you do this?
Hey, you were the one that suggested that.
He's
okay?
got a point. I don't know if we're gonna finish him off.
Just continue fighting with your magic powers or something.
Well, how about you stop sitting around and go help us or something? Hey, just stay away. Take this!
I'm sorry, but I just don't see the character development here at all. Sure, she accepts being gym leader to replace her brother Piers, the Spikemutt gym leader, and just says, "Ha, I beat you because I'm edgy. No, you beat me and I'm depressed now because I'm edgy. Oh, I want to smile, but I'm a little embarrassed because I'm edgy." It's the same static character traits every time, even after you become champion. Nothing changes. It really doesn't help that she has Team Yell that literally does nothing but cheer for her, and it barely adds anything to her character. Come on, Game Freak!
Okay, fine, sure. Make Marnie your favorite character. But if you only like her just because she's like one of those goth girls and then it doesn't have that much character to the table, why? Game Freak had something going with Hop and Bede's character, and then yet they just completely wasted it in Marnie, in my opinion. It's such a shame, too.
I wanted to like Marnie as a character. I really did. But regardless of how many times I battled her or that she smiled that one time, I just don't see why people like her. I'll take Sonia over Marnie any day of the week, thank you very much, because at least Sonia actually became a Pokemon professor. I mean, sure, a gym leader is a close second, but still, it doesn't matter to me.
And to think those characters was about to become champion, too. Speaking of which...
Unpopular opinion number 7. Leon is a unique champion. Leon as a character looks like a chill guy to hang around, but he always loses his way because Hop claims that he's pants with directions. Wait, what? And has a Charizard that never loses. Well, tell that to my Italian. But it's as almost if he became champion by mistake and only won by luck. I mean, his arrogance doesn't help either by claiming that he's popular and unbeatable. They tried to make him interesting by grabbing the starter that got left behind, the stronger than yours, but weaker than Hop's, in my case, Grookey, and I think it works. Kinda. But at the very least, he was close to Chairman Rose and tries to convince him not to unleash the Pokemon that caused the darkest day, aka Eternatus, and tried to catch it in a Pokeball. Not gonna lie, that risk was funny and kinda cool at the same time. And even after we beat Leon and we fight him in the Battle Tower in postgame, he looks like he was gonna cry behind this hat. I don't know why, I just thought I pointed out that detail. Oh, and his team was somehow challenging too, except his Charizard. Water starter for the win, fight me.
Alright guys, listen. You can choose whatever Pokemon you want to fight in battle. I'm all for it. But to be honest, when I play Pokemon, I really don't care about like the stats or stuff like that. It's EV or IV training or whatever you guys call it. Now, me personally, I've never had a grudge when it comes to like starter designs, but like when it comes to like the 3 fully evolved Galar starters, and I know many people like to go for the Fire Rabbit. In terms of design, I kind of prefer the Water Lizard.
Nice! What? Unpopular opinion number 8. Inteleon has a better design than Cinderace. There, I said it. Comment all you want about the starter designs, or say that Scorbunny and its evolution is the best when it's with its move pool. I can't stand this design. Now, don't get me wrong, the starter's move animations are unique with their signature moves, but Inteleon has the best animation with its Snipe Shot, and it really brings out the spy theme that they were going for. You see Grookey and Scorbunny and how they both have expected traits as a Drum Monkey with Thwacky and Rillaboom, even though a bit generic, and a soccer theme with Rabu and Cinderace, and that was blatantly obvious. Sure, back then it was confirmed that Sobble was going to have this spy theme with its evolution, but Game Freak made it so subtle, it's almost clever. Sobble is an alerted lizard that cries, and also causes its enemy to cry as well, based on the Sword Dex entry, and turns invisible to sneak past enemies. Drizzile, the second stage, has become intelligent but lazy in order to attack at long range, which is a perfect build-up for Inteleon. It's a lanky lizard that is able to sneak by for a surprise attack with literal finger guns, and you can't go wrong with that. Also, yes, I defend the Sobble line. Shut up. Look, don't get me wrong. Ever since I got my own Scorbunny via Wonder Trade, tried to shiny hunt it but gave up, I trained it, and now I have a Gigantamax level 80 plus female Cinderace. I swear I have a curse because I keep getting more female Pokemon than male Pokemon. Please help. I'm starting to get used to its evolution, but I still do not like Cinderace's design. I don't know what they were going for with its body proportions, and it just stares at you with no emotion if it's just one of those mute smile characters that will just strike you when you least expect it. Look, with Inteleon, you know it's going to pull a double agent spy and just obliterate you. You just know it. With Cinderace, I don't even know how to respond to that. Well, at least Rillaboom looks stoned when he fights, so I guess that's a plus for Rillaboom stands. Oh yeah, and I like the Sword Doggo.
I'll fight you if you disagree.
Unpopular opinion number 9. Zacian is better than Zamazenta. Speaking of the Sword and Shield legendaries, Zacian and Zamazenta, both their normal forms, are really cool and unique and a cool introduction to the game. But in their weapon forms...
Listen guys, for as much as I want to admit that Zamazenta's move pool is neat, but I prefer Zacian's signature move.
Zacian's Behemoth Blade is one of the coolest looking moves in the entire game, and Zamazenta is the second best, I'm sorry. But based on the Shield gameplay that I've seen with Zamazenta and its back view and view entirely, I don't like it. I get what they were going for with having its main being the shield and people like that, but in my opinion, it just looks uglier, and a dog holding a sword in its mouth with more sharper edges to its design just put a simple and unique design both front and back view. You know, it's the little things in life.
Huh. If only the legendary dogs and even Eternatus weren't like early awakened by such odd motives.
Unpopular opinion number 10. Rose's motives suck. Okay, I don't think this is unpopular or anything, but I think we can all agree, though, why we don't like his motives. So Chairman Rose is the supposed bad guy of the main campaign, and I don't know if I'm still right even after several months, but he wants to conserve electricity and the same energy that was used in the Darkest Day hundreds of years ago, and that same energy awakened Eternatus, almost destroying the Galar region. That? Electricity conservatives? That? What?
Yeah, that's all I got. That's literally what I got from this. So, what else do I say? Wait, so what was the premise of that energy that's supposedly caused and is affected by all Pokemon that can grow in battle? Oh yeah, that's right. Big!
Okay, this is gonna be an odd place to end off this unpopular opinion, but unpopular opinion number 11. Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing are better than Mega Evolutions. Yeah, I know this is hard to believe, but as much as everyone wants Dynamax gone, I don't think Megas are any better. Because with Megas, you can literally activate it and stay with it the whole time as long as said Pokemon is alive, and you can swap at any time and it'll still be Mega. With Dynamax, I find it more strategic and requires a bit more planning, especially on the competitive side. Or so I think, I don't know. Yeah, and the gimmick itself, strategic-wise, it's only 3 moves per match, so you really have to be careful in planning out your strategies and what moves you plan to defeat the wave of Pokemon that you're facing against. And I find the Gigantamax forms of those certain Pokemon to be more unique than their original Mega forms. Yeah, especially with the Gigantamax. We're not there yet. Be patient. Okay, unrelated, but here's an honorable mention of my unpopular opinions in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Amped up form Toxtricity is the best electric poison Pokemon. Sure, it's 4 times weak to ground, can't do anything about it, but the Rockstar theme that they were going for is awesome. That's it. That's the opinion, and you can't change my mind. You can't change my mind!
Okay, I think that's gonna have to end it for today's video, and the reason why I'm not talking about its DLC, the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, well, first off, the Crown Tundra isn't supposed to come out until November of this year, and secondly, I kind of want to make the Isle of Armor its own video, and even though I was covering like the base game and how people say there's nothing to talk about in the base game, I like to think that expansion passes are completely separate from the base games and should deserve its own spotlight. So overall, I think Pokemon Sword and Shield really isn't that bad as people say it is, and I'm surprised you guys stayed until the end of the video to hear my opinions. And I assume it's going to be wrong by a lot of people, but it was still an enjoyable time, no less, even with the DLC. Not sure if it's worth its price tag, though. Huh? Oh, man. That was a mess in there. Yeah, I don't think that sounded too good in there. So you finally got all that out of the way, huh? Yep, and that's all thanks to what I suggested and what I took credit for. Oh, shut it. I need a break from all that. So, I see you managed to get your opinions out of the way. How'd that go? Well, I think things worked out pretty well. And even then, I'm still not done covering my opinions about this game. I still have to cover the DLC next. And I'm looking forward to that. What? Well, you say that like it's a good thing. Wait, where's Jex?
Boss, you're never gonna believe what just happened.
Oh, there you are. But I think I had a pretty clear idea of what went on in there. You and Syner just randomly fought the fan base by yourself, and that was struggling and stuff like that?
Yeah, something like that. But, I think, based on all that, why it took so long, they're declaring war.
Wait, what? War? Oh no, Jax, what did you do? You fool! You're gonna destroy us all!
I don't know if we can fight them. I don't know if we can even participate in this war, or if there's even gonna be a war.
No, Jax. There will be a war. You insufferable peasant! Are you out of your mind? No, Syner. I'm being serious. Almost out of my mind, though. Oh, for the love of... We're doomed! So much for being in this insufferable planet. I guess there's only one thing left to do. Tune in next time where we continue taking a look at unpopular opinions on Pokemon Sword and Shield, this time covering its DLC expansion pass. Although, it's kind of relatively unclear if I'm gonna make the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra its own video, like separately, or I'm just gonna combine it into one when the Crown Tundra actually comes out. Again, that's not gonna be until the end of the year, but hey, we can still wait. Alright guys, this is Synerjex, and I'll see you guys next time.
So guys, I gathered all the footage from both my Nintendo Switch, transferring my what was it, memory card to my laptop, and long story short, it works when it wants to. So half of the footage here, what you'll see here, is with this camera phone, and the other half is with the captured footage. This took roughly a couple of weeks to make. Might make people mad with these opinions. I do plan to cover on the Isle of Armor, but maybe I'll do Mario games or Sonic games or pretty much anything in general. You can subscribe if you want to. You can like this video if you want to. Let me hear what your unpopular opinions about Pokemon Sword and Shield in the comments below. and I'll see you guys next time.